Good morning, everybody. My name is Mr. Lorenzi, and I am the NCAA clearinghouse person for the high school. How many people here are in 12th grade? Very good. How many are in 11th grade? How many are in 10th grade? 9th grade? Okay, all right. That's a good spread of different grades there. As a 12th grader who is looking to get into college to play sports, hopefully, is your name already in the portal? Yes, it is. Okay, wonderful. Who are our juniors here? I don't have a whole lot of people in our portal from our junior class yet, or any of you in the NCAA portal yet. Okay, all right, very good. And my 9th and 10th graders, I checked, there's nobody below 11th, or below actually 10th grade that is in the portal. There are 2 kids in 10th grade that are in the portal. None of them are here today, okay? So we're going to talk about a few things having to do with the NCAA eligibility. But one of the biggest questions that I think we have coming in, and you may have, what is my responsibility and what is somebody else's responsibility with the idea of playing a sport in college? What am I responsible for? And what will be taken care of for me, right? You know, there are recruiting questions, I'm sure. Most of that is going to be done by your performance, right? Recruiting is performance-based. If you play well, if you do well in your sport, people will pay attention to you, okay? So that's the best thing you could do for recruitment, okay? It's also the most difficult. But what can I control, okay? What you can control are the things primarily that we're going to go over today. You can control your QPA, right? If you want to play Division I, if you have that kind of talent and drive, right? The QPA requirements for Division I are different than the QPA requirement and the class requirement for Division II. And Division III is a completely different animal. It's completely separate, right, from the expectations of Division I and II. So we're going to go over those things today. Those are all part of your packet. We're going to do that first, go over the differences between Division I, II, and III, and what you need to do to be eligible there. And then after we're done with that, we're going to look at your transcripts. We're going to look at the classes that you need to take in order to be eligible. Because not every class here at Bethel Park High School is one that counts towards NCAA eligibility. Only the ones on the list we're going to show you today count for NCAA. Does that make sense? Okay, all right. So let's get going. First of all, there was only one person here who raised their hand, the senior, and as it should be, that is in the NCAA portal. But even if you're a freshman, you can start to get involved in that portal, and you can sign up to be in the portal now. I would actually recommend it, and it's what this document from the NCAA recommends as well, that you try to get into the NCAA portal as a freshman. So, starting on that front page there, registration. If you want to compete in NCAA sports, you need to register with the NCAA Eligibility Center at eligibilitycenter.org. Plan to register before your freshman year of high school. Now, a lot of folks, they wait until their junior year. If you wait until your junior year, that's okay, right? But you want to get your name in there early so that if you catch the attention of a coach, they can actively recruit you whenever that date arrives for your particular sport. Every sport has a different time when they can start to recruit you actively. You want to be in that portal when you become eligible to be recruited. Okay? So getting in there is the first step. So one of the things you're going to want to do with your parents is you want to go home, you're going to go to eligibilitycenter.org, and you're going to create a profile page account. You don't need a full-blown account right now. The profile page account is free. Okay? That's what I would recommend early on. Get that profile page account, and then if you think as you move forward you're capable of participating in Division II or Division I athletics, if you're doing well enough, if your grades are good enough, then you can pay to get number 2 there, the academic and amateurism certification account. That costs $100. Okay? That account costs $100. Just the amateurism account, I believe if you look on the back of that first page, just the amateurism account where it says payment is $70, right? And what's the difference here? The amateurism only account is good for Division III athletics. If you want to play 2 or 1, you also have to get that academic registration, okay? And that's part of number 2 there, the academic and amateurism, okay? So, just the amateurism account is good for Division III. Academic and amateurism certification is good for 1, 2, and 3. Does that make sense? Okay? That also costs a little bit more. But for right now, my freshmen, my sophomores, you can just get that profile page and wait to see how you do in high school, right? Don't pay the money until you have to pay the money. All right. On the back there, there's also some contact information for the Eligibility Center. If there's ever a question that I can't answer about NCAA eligibility, then I will look it up. I call the Eligibility Center. You can do the same thing as me. They're very responsive. They pick up right away. They're very helpful. All right, so let's look at this. Starting with Division I. Division I athletics, okay, you need 16 NCAA approved courses. And the spread of those courses is seen here. 4 years of English, you need 3 years of math, and 3 years of math means Algebra 1 or more. We don't have really many classes that are below Algebra 1, right? Everybody starts there, okay? Science, you need 2 years of that. Then you get into these extras. Extras, 1 extra English, math, or science, 2 years of social studies, and then 4 years of other. So what counts as other? It's any English, math, science, or social science class that is approved by the NCAA. A world language, so your French, German, Spanish, and Latin, those all count towards your NCAA requirements. Comparative religion, we don't have any religion courses here, so you don't have to worry about that. Philosophy courses count as well. We do have some philosophy courses at the high school, okay? All right, one thing here, if you come into the high school and you struggle a little bit with your courses, it's important to note that 10 of the 16 NCAA credits that you need, they need to be done 10 before your senior year. They phrase it as before your 7th semester, okay? So you need to have 10 of those concluded before the start of your senior year. You need to earn a minimum of a 2.3 QPA to be eligible immediately to play in the NCAA, to receive scholarships as well. Now, you can be a Division I athlete with less than a 2.3, but you will be called an academic redshirt. And what that means is if you go in with a 2.1, you're ineligible for scholarship money, and you are ineligible to participate in your freshman year of college. So that's an academic redshirt. You have to wait until your sophomore year in Division I in order to play. Hopefully none of you have that issue. Hopefully we're all at 2.3 or higher, and that won't be a problem, okay? So that's the academic red shirt. On the back of that, you're going to see this repeated over and over again. This is what you should be doing in each grade to get ready and to be NCAA eligible. And we have a man right here who knows something about NCAA eligibility. Mr. Villani played at Pitt. Best place to be, by the way.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Better than another in-state college. But,
That's true.
Don't stop anyone from going there. You can go to that other one. That's a good one, too.
Yeah. So ninth grade, as we said, you want to get into the portal in ninth grade if you can and create that free profile page. That's one of the things that we talk about here. And then we get the ability to see the course list of the courses that are accepted by the NCAA. What I want you to do right now is go to this website here, eligibilitycenter.org/class list. /class list. And I'm going to bring that up myself here. All right. When you get to this place, you will have the ability to see. You don't need to fill out anything other than that code. You don't need to put a name in or anything. Just fill in the code. When you get here, this is the list of every eligible course. Every eligible course. So what kind of things do I notice about this course and why this course list, and why is it important to be able to access it? Well, first of all, anatomy and physiology and forensic science. Those are two very popular courses to take in your senior year, okay? Science courses. Let's scroll down and see if they are included. Anatomy and physiology, forensic science. They're both there. So we're good, right? I know if I want to take these courses in my senior year that I'm going to be taken care of by the NCAA. Let's say that we want to roll with business math, right? Business math our senior year. Let's see if that's on there. That is not on there. So if you take business math, does not count towards NCAA eligibility, okay? Some kids in senior year, they take writing skills and literature, 2-semester courses, right? Let's check those out. Here's my literature course, but I don't see a writing skills course. So if I get to my senior year and I take literature and writing skills, guess what? You're only getting a half NCAA credit for that right now. Okay? This is why it's important to know this information, because you don't want to show up if you're excelling, you're doing really well. It's not only Division I where you have to worry about 16 credits. Division II as well, you have to worry about this. Okay? You have to worry about this class list. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to just practice with your transcript. Okay? Take out your transcript or flip to the front page, which is your transcript. And I want you to just put a star by all the classes that count for NCAA credits. And then when you're done with that, I'll give you about 5 minutes. When you're done with that, I'm going to ask a few of you, how many credits do you have that qualify for NCAA? Okay. So let's talk about where we are with our NCAA credits right now. I'm going to first go to a freshman student, Mackenzie Smock. How many classes, how many credits do you have after this year for the NCAA?
6.
You have 6? That's a lot. What classes qualify for you?
American History Honors, Biology Honors, English 9 Honors, Geometry Honors, Science 9 Honors, and Spanish 2 Honors.
That's awesome. Right? 6 in your freshman year. That's fantastic. All right. Let's go with Jeremy. How many NCAA credits are you going to have at the end of this year?
16.
And you are in what grade?
11.
You're in 11th grade. So you're going to fulfill that requirement before your senior year. Okay. What classes are you taking this year that qualify?
English 11, Environmental Science Honors, Pre-Calculus Honors, Spanish 3, and World History.
Fantastic. Okay. All right. And then we have one senior here, Mackenzie Wade. How many credits do you have that qualify?
24, but I wasn't sure about people, but 24. For
24 for sure.
Mhm.
Okay. Which ones weren't you sure about?
World Geography, because it was a half-year class, but I don't know if it's
Okay.
still counts or not.
So did you see World Geography anywhere on here?
Yeah.
Under the social sciences?
Yes.
Okay. So World Geography does count, so you get a credit for that. What else? Is there another one?
I think that was it.
Okay. If you see it on the list, if you see your class on the list, it counts. Okay? It counts. Always. If you don't see it on the list, it simply does not count. Okay? All right. By the way, 16 feels good to know that you're almost done with what you need to take care of. And that's the biggest thing. We sometimes, I understand, we would have the propensity to sound a little bit about the NCAA process. But what you have control over is actually very easy. Getting good grades, taking the right classes, consulting this if necessary, okay? That's your job. The recruiting piece will come, okay? The recruiting piece will come, but we really need to get these things down pat. Some things to note, okay? And I want to go past the NCAA Division II. I'll talk briefly about that. Division II requirement is a 2.2 QPA, so not very different than the 2.3 QPA for Division I, okay? And then the spread of the classes is a little bit different as well. English, you need 3 years of that, okay? A minimum of 3 years of that. And then you still have to get 16. There is no academic red shirt for Division II, right? If I'm below a 2.2, I'm simply not qualified to go to a Division II school, okay? That's also different than Division I, where you have the academic red shirt. Division III standards. If you want to go to a Division III school, if that ends up being where you want to go, again, you're doing the amateurism only certification there. And that is a little bit cheaper than the academic and amateurism certification. They do not have, if you notice, there aren't all kinds of QPA requirements. There aren't all kinds of what classes do I have to take requirements. Amateurism Division III is largely free of those restrictions. Everybody understand? You don't have to abide by many of the same restrictions as Division I and II. One of the biggest reasons there, Division III schools, can they give athletic scholarships? They cannot, right? And that is probably part of the reason why you don't have as many restrictions, okay? They can give you academic money, for sure, but athletic scholarships, no. How many people knew that already? Okay, good. All right, I attached for you a worksheet. Now, you don't have to calculate your QPA, but if you wanted, at any time, you could go into this worksheet and just fill in your classes, right? So that you can visually see where your classes land and see the fact that you're in good shape, okay, with your NCAA courses. So the things we can control as the athletes in high school. We can control our QPA. We can control the classes that we are taking. And one other piece of this is online school, okay? Online school. if you're going to pursue online school at any time, you should do so in the beginning of the year. Once you start the year here at Bethel Park, in our brick and mortar, as we call it, school, if you try to go online halfway through the year, let's say, that throws up a red flag for the NCAA, and they can investigate as to why that happened. Now, for many of you, that's not going to be a problem. You're not moving areas because you're failing a class. But it will cause them to look into your transcript a little bit more and your time here a little bit more. So if you're going online, you want to do so at the beginning of the year. Also, one thing to note about online school. If you, for some reason, fail a class, the credit recovery does not count because it is not the full class. So let's say that you fail chemistry, right? And you go and you make it up over the summer. That does not count towards NCAA requirements because that's an abbreviated class, right? Okay, credit recovery does not count. So we have a little bit of time right now. Okay, we have a little bit of time right now. I explained to you what you're responsible for. How many think what you're responsible for is overwhelming? Is it overwhelming? No? Just get good grades, take the appropriate classes. And if you have a question, I'm always here, okay? I'm always here, and if I don't know the answer, I will reach out to the NCAA Eligibility Center. Make sense? Do we have any questions right now about things that we did not cover here that you were hoping to get some information about? Do we have any questions? Have you been recruited at all?
Yes.
Yes. How did that process happen?
It was really long. Like I had to go to a bunch of camps and like talk to the coaches, and it took a while. But
Took a little bit.
yeah.
Okay. Do you know where you're going yet?
No, I haven't decided.
I haven't decided. But you have choices.
Yes.
That's fantastic. That's good. Okay, so you put yourself out there by going to camps.
Camps and then like Twitter, emails,
Okay.
inviting coaches to come see me play.
Very good. And that was your responsibility,
Mm-hmm.
right? Did your coach, what role did your coach have in any of this?
Sometimes like contacting schools, but he also just makes sure that we're all doing stuff like every week to like send to coaches.
Okay. And who is your coach?
His name's Herb Rocco.
Herb Rocket. Okay.
It was more so my club team coach.
Your club team coach?
Yeah, not my high school coach.
Okay, gotcha. All right. So you're saying that you had to advocate, put your name out there, get video out there maybe, statistics, whatever, and that's what gave you a landing spot. Okay. How many other people have started going to camps and whatnot for your particular sport? How's that going for you?
Not good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you received interest?
No.
No?
Only got like one camp. But
One camp?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What grade are you in?
10.
10th grade, so you're still young, right? What about you, Anastasia?
Yeah, all my camps were good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How many have you gone to?
Probably around 5 to 7 camps.
5 to 7.
Yeah.
How did you find out about these camps, by the way?
Usually my coaches will send it out to us, or like I went to a pit camp and I saw it on their Instagram and I signed up for it.
Okay. Social media sounds like it's very useful in this. Is that the case? Okay. Social media, being active there. And what do? You get the coaches' Twitter handles, Instagram accounts, and send it to them, like direct message, or?
No, I usually email them. They usually don't look at on Instagram for when we send stuff to them.
Okay, good.
I'll email.
So formal email
Yeah.
is the way to go. Okay. All right. Dalia, have you gotten any interest or reached out to anybody yet? All right. Is that on your radar for this year? Okay. All right. And how does it work for cheerleading?
You can go to clinics and camps and stuff, and there will be like coaches there that are like recruiting, and like if they see you, they'll email you.
Okay. Same thing, camps.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Have you gone to any?
No, not recently.
Not recently. What grade are you in?
10.
10. Still young, yeah? Still a little bit to go. And how about for you, Allie?
I've seen, contacted a few coaches. I met with them a couple times when I go on campus, and then I send them my film.
Cool.
They look at it.
And I think you said Waynesburg.
I went to, yeah.
Yeah. And you liked it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. And with all this said, with all this NCAA information, I hope that you realize that what is in your control is actually not that unmanageable, and you don't need to get super stressed about it, because if you're passing your classes, if you're passing your classes and you're paying attention to the courses that qualify, you are going to be absolutely fine. The self-advocacy part of it is something completely different, right? That is the animal where you get your social media affairs in order, you reach out to coaches on your own. You can't necessarily rely on your coach to do that work, right? So once you get, when did we start sending those things, those emails out?
I started my freshman year.
Freshman year, okay? Freshman year, so it's never too early, okay? Freshman year, never too early. So get that free profile account and the eligibility center, go home, talk to your parents, guardians, get that rolling if you're not already in there. And then just on my end, I'll let you know, I have a list of kids in each year, graduation year. I will send your transcripts automatically at the end of your junior year and at the end of your senior year. If you need them at a different time, then you want to email me, okay? And my email address is Lorenzi.John. John is my first name, at bphawks.org. You just email me, say, hey, Mr. Lorenzi, I'm already in the portal. Could you please send my sophomore transcripts, if you're asking for them a little bit early. Some coaches will ask for those, okay? And if you need them, let me know. So I send them after your junior year automatically and senior year, your final transcript automatically, okay? With all this, let's just remember, sports are fun too, okay? It's easy to get bogged down in the stress of things and what's going to happen in the future, right? Speaking myself as a former college athlete, it's easy to lose sight of that, the reason we're playing, the reason we're doing this, because let's face it, student athletes, when you get on campus, you have inherently, innately, more responsibility than a person who is just a student. You have more things to be concerned about. You have teammates to be concerned about, practice to be concerned about. If you're not, if you're not having your way paid, maybe you also have to work, as was my case in college. I had to work, play baseball, and go to school, right? That's a lot. It can be a lot. But if you love what you're doing, you're going to be fine, right? So don't lose sight of that either, okay? So if there are no more questions, do we have any questions? That's where we'll leave you, okay? I'll probably do a variation of this, maybe next time, surrounding recruiting and the recruiting process. Maybe we'll do that next time, okay? Thanks, everybody, for coming.